Cops 4 Zombies. What a game. Anyway, let's get into guiding you into this game. Right. You got create a class, armory, characters, contracts, laboratory, and custom mutations, your maps, and starting a match. So let's go to create a class. You got your elixirs here. These are like the gobblegum. So you got always done swiftly. You move faster while aiming. You also raise and lower your weapon faster. Anywhere but here. You teleport to a random location on the map. Burned out. If a zombie hits you, giant explosion of fire. Equipment. It refills your grenades. Head scan. Headshots have a chance to insta-kill. Temporal gift. Power-ups last longer. Oh, and also stay on the map longer. Aftertaste. You'll keep your perks after you go down. Point drops. You'll drop 500 points for your friends to pick up. Anti-entrapment. Immune to player trap damage, which basically means you're immune to traps. Nowhere but there. You teleport to a downed player location. I think it's a random one. Now you see me. All zombies will chase you, instead of anyone else. Arsenal accelerator. Charge your special weapon faster. Like, your flamethrower or overkill. Pop shocks. When you melee a zombie, it'll chain electrocute a bunch of them, if they're together. Stock option. Ammo is taken from the stock instead of your mag, so you don't have to reload. Neuternia negation. When you kill a zombie or any enemies, they fly upwards. Ragnarok. Zombies wear a duck float. Doesn't really do anything. Onto your commons. Bullet boost. It swaps your AAT, which is basically your double pack-a-punch variant. It doesn't change its damage, as you need to pack-a-punch multiple times. Control Z. It turns the zombies next to you into brain rot. Dead of Nuclear Winter. Spawns a nuke. In plain sight. Makes you go invisible for zombies for 10 seconds. Licensed Contractor. Spawns a carpenter that repairs all windows and repairs your shield. Phantom Reload. Instead of taking ammo out of the magazine, it takes it. You just don't lose any ammo with this one, basically. 30% chance. I don't really use this one. Swordfly. Your knife does 5 times more damage. Useful with ballistic knives or Bowie knife. Who's keeping score? Spawns double points. Rares. Alchemical Anthesis. Every 10 points you get gives you 1 ammo. Useful for wonder weapons. Blood Debt. Instead of taking damage, you lose points. When your points go to 0, Blood Debt ends. Extra Credit. Spawns 1,250 points. But you can use double points and make it a bigger sum of 2,500. Immolation Liquidation. Spawns a fire cell, which makes the box go everywhere. For 10 points. Killjoy. Spawns an insta-kill power-up. Shields Up. Gives you a new shield, even if the shield isn't built. Talking about regeneration. Your health constantly regenerates while moving. Legendary. Cashback. Spawns a max ammo power-up. Divine Yield. Every time you get points, it gives a little bit to some others. Free fire. You fire weapons without losing any bullets, which is infinite ammo for 30 seconds. Perk Up. Gives you some random perks. 4 of them, to be exact. Power Keg. Gives you your specialist. Wall-to-wall clearance. Wall by fire cell. Everything's 10 points. Undead Man Walking. Slows all zombies down to shambling speed. Epic. Shopping free. Everything's free for a minute. Head Drama. Any bullet that hits a zombie will damage its head. Secret Shopper. Any gun, wall buy, can be used to buy ammo for any gun. For example, if you have a box gun, you can get it off the wall. Raindrops. Spawns 1 of every 9 power-up. Power Vacuum. Removes the drop cap, so you'll get more drops per round. Near-death experience. Revive people next to you with all the perks. People can also revive you with all your perks. Phoenix Up. Revives every teammate and they'll keep all their perks. Conflagration Liquidation. spawns a bonfire cell, which basically makes Pack-a-Punch 1000 instead of 5000, and just halves it from there. Join the party. All knocked and bled out players will be brought back to life. It doesn't give you their perks back. Perkaholic gives you all your perks and 6 random perks. It won't stack with itself. Refreshment refreshes basically everything. Your perks, your equipment, your special weapons for every player. Suit Up gives you and everyone some armor which lasts until destroyed. Armor will coat the damage you take. Wall Power. Every time you buy a gun off the wall, it comes Pack-a-Punched. That's the elixirs. Now onto the perks. Time Slip. It makes everything go faster. Your equipment cooldown rate is increased, which means your grenades will come back faster. It also spins a mystery box faster. Pack-a-Punch will Pack-a-Punch your gun faster, and it will greatly reduce trap and fast travel cooldowns. If you put it in your modifier, which is the last slot here, the modifier, if you get all your other perks, will make this one extra strong. If you put it in your modifier, special weapon charge rate, everything goes faster pretty much. So your specialist will go up faster, and your elixir will go up faster. Also, with every modifier, gives you speed cola, since it's not in this game. Quick Revive. You have a faster regen speed, so it's finally useful in solo. And also, you revive players faster. This is still in the game even though of the self-revive function, so you don't need it to self-revive yourself. In your modifier, you'll get a speed boost after health regeneration starts, and also you also get a revive boost when reviving someone. You get a speed boost. You both get a speed boost. This one's good if people keep going down, or you get damaged a lot because you get more of a speed boost. Depth Perception. You see zombies and boss zombies through walls. That's about it really. And also you get indicators when a zombie is next to you. A modifier is pretty useful. You deal increased damage to enemy weak points, which basically means you can take down Blightfarmers faster and easier. Stamina. You sprint further and faster. Pretty simple. In the modifier, you can sprint forever, and also you can shoot your weapons while sprinting. Ethereal Razor. You'll get a stronger knife, and it'll also affect multiple enemies. Also, doing a melee damage replenishes some of your health. Offhand lunge attacks, so basically just knife lunge attacks, will kill basically zombies forever. It'll always kill them as long as you do a lunge attack in your modifier. Also, it does really great damage to wardens, Blightfarmers, heavies, that kind of stuff. And of course, reload speed. Blood Wolfbite summons a wolf to come to your aid, which basically fights alongside you, as it seems. Also, in your modifier, enemies killed by the wolf have the chance to drop some ammo, points, or specialist. So, you'll get like 5 bullets, a little bit boost to your specialist charge, and also a little bit of points. Pretty useful. Zombshell. If you kill a basic zombie, they'll explode, which will slow down other zombies and kill ones that are close enough. Also, every time this activates, its cooldown gets longer, but the cooldown resets within every round. And in the modifier, if you stand inside the explosion, you're invisible to zombies, and also reload speed. Blaze Phase. When you crouch, you'll build up a fire on your screen, and then when you uncrouch, you'll boost forwards, which is pretty useful. It'll also deal some damage and knock enemies back. You can jump, press the jump button to cancel the dash. So, on the modifier, when you crouch, you'll get blue eventually. The dash will be infinite. And also, finishing the dash will release a pulse that knocks down enemies. Of course, with the reload speed. Electric Burst. Reloading causes an electric field to come around you and protects you, and stuns nearby enemies. Also, when you go down, it'll shock all the enemies that downed you. So, pretty useful. The more empty your magazine is, the stronger the damage will be for the reloading. Also, when you reload, you'll start an electric charge on your blade. Knife. When you knife a zombie, it'll electrocute the zombies like pop shocks. So, if you want a mini pop shocks with your perks, put it on here. Not very useful. Dying Wish. When you die, you don't actually die. You stay in the berserk mode for 9 seconds. While in berserk, you become invincible and will instantly kill any enemies with your knife. Cooldown increases with every use, but after the berserk mode, you'll only have 1 health to recover from. But if you put it in your modifier, you'll get full health and no longer berserk, which could be useful. Stone Cold Stronghold. When standing in a still area for long enough, there'll be a circle that forms around you, which boosts damage and armor over time while inside. So basically, it'll give you armor while standing and make you stronger. Also, in the modifier, enemies killed inside the circle will also increase your boost damage and armor. Your weapon's reload speed is also increased. So getting a kill will refill your armor. Victorious Tortoise. When you hold your shield out, you'll be protected from every angle, and when your shield breaks, it'll explode. And in the modifier slot, shield, the bash attack will knock down heavy and mini boss enemies, which will basically just stun them. Easy way to get a lot of damage on them. Weapon reload speed is increased. Deadshot Dealer, which is basically just Deadshot Daiquiri. You'll auto aim to the enemy's heads, and you'll have a smaller crosshair, and you don't have any scope sway when aiming down scope. And the modifier, if you chain get headshots, it'll build up, and your bullets will become stronger. It won't work for your mule kit weapon though, I don't think. So be wary of that. Bandolier Bandit. You have more ammo. That's about it. In your modifier, the ammo will replenish in the weapons you put away. So, say if that you have a long reloading gun, like a Titan or like a sniper. Let's just say a sniper because I can't really think of anything else of a specify. You could put away your gun, use your other one in a little bit, and then that one will get ammo over time. So if you've basically ever played like Apex Legends with the golden mags, that's basically what it will do. It'll just replenish it over time on your back. So, Winter's Wail. When you get hit by a zombie and not at full health, it'll cause a frost explosion that will freeze or slow enemies nearby. You can store 3 charges, and you get them on back after every round. And for the modifier, it's pretty much just Widow's Wine. It lasts longer. You get an extra charge as well, and yeah. And I think it also reaches further. Mule Kick. You carry a 3rd weapon. Also, in the modifier, you switch to that weapon faster. And also, if you could go down and lose your Mule Kick weapon, when you rebuy the perk, you'll get your weapon back. Amazing. Especially if you're like, you know, you're looking around something good in that 3rd slot. PhD Slider. When you slide, you build a charge, and when you slide into an enemy, it triggers an explosion. You also become immune to explosives, and have a resistance to enemy explosive damage, which I didn't know that. The modifier makes you slide further and trap immunity while sliding. You also have increased explosion damage when entering a slide. Right, and also weapon reload speed is increased. Secret Sauce. You'll just receive a random perk that you haven't picked here. And the modifier is, get this, you get the modifier of whatever perk you get. So say if you get Bandolier Bandit, you'll have Bandolier Bandit. So yes, let's go into Specialist. See, there's 8 specialists in this game, but you'll be like, there's only 4, but you know. Chakrams of Vengeance, which is paired chakrams, one for throwing and another for melee. Thrown chakram automatically ricochets at additional targets, so if you throw one, it'll bounce off a wall and get more. You have one where you throw, one where you stab. Throwing's more good for regular, and then stabbing is better for boss zombies. Stage 2 is Velocity, which basically you move faster while using the chakrams. Pretty simple. And finally, Stage 3, no, I can't say that. You can press both your triggers down or your aim and shoot button, whatever it is, and you'll cover yourself in a tornado of chakrams, which will defend you from any angle, basically. Or you could just run into enemies and just annihilate them. Alright. Hammer of Valhalla. It's just a hammer. You whack enemies with it, it does massive damage, and you get armor with every time you kill an enemy. That's about it. And Stage 2, Storm Barrier. You put an electrical storm thing, like a storm cloud, that'll shock enemies and defend you. It's good for camping. And Stage 3, Lightning Bolt. You press both your triggers down if you're on the controller. That's probably both the mouse buttons down for PC or whatever. But you do an electric bolt that comes out the top of your hammer and chains them all. It's pretty good. Spectre of Ra. Basically, you just heal your teammates with it, and it slows down enemies. Also, it can revive allies, restoring their perks, which is really useful, especially if they don't want to run around getting those perks on the high rounds. Stage 2 is Vigor. You gain resistance to catalyst damage and status effects, so basically you won't get the like the electric ones screaming and you're blurring your vision with the sound, which is nice. And the shining beacon, you put your scepter down onto the floor, and it makes a dome that revives people, slows down zombies, damages zombies, and it will revive anyone. Also, if you have a self-revive, it'll revive you without wasting that self-revive and bring back all your perks. So yeah. And Viper and Dragon. You get a Viper, which is a blade whip, kind of cool, and Dragon is basically a shotgun. Yeah, you just slice or shoot. Stage 2, Embers. Viper swings twice, so you're like doing X. Dragon, you can fire explosive rounds, and I'm pretty sure you can also fire 2 before you have to reach chamber. And Stage 3, you can send out a monkey bomb-like thing out of your blade, and it will entrap zombies and damage zombies that go to that zombie. And Dragon has 3 rounds before you have to re-chamber it, so it's kind of like a burst pistol. Equipment. You have frags, which is your basic frag grenades. You can cook it, don't blow yourself up. You have acid bombs, pretty self-explanatory. You throw a bomb, it's like a sticky grenade. You throw a bomb, sticks to something, explodes. This can do damage to you as well, though. The Claymore, you put it down into the ground, and if a zombie walks in it, they blow up. Yeah, it's like in the older CODs. Ray Fire, you throw this onto the floor, it creates a fire compound onto the floor that'll hurt the zombies. It'll stay there for a little while, but it won't hurt you or your friends. The Sentry, you put it down, and it will shoot enemies with low damage shots. This one's probably the worst though, so yeah. If I were to not put one of these on, it'd probably be Frag, because all of these are better than Frags probably. But if you want the OG experience, then I'd go with Frags. Starting pistol, you have the Welling to start off with when you first play this game, which is basically just your run-of-the-mill starting pistol that upgrades into explosives. Just Drive is a bit better of a pistol, like, because it's a semi-automatic pistol that you can put a silhouette or a blade on. you can upgrade it and it becomes fully automatic. And yeah, it's probably the best one here, but that may just be biased because of the silhouette knife. You can one knife up until around round 5, but the damage is pretty low. The RK7 Garrison is basically like the RK5 from Black Ops 3, if you've ever played that. It's a burst pistol. It does lots of damage, but I don't really think it's a great starting gun. You've got the MOG 12, which is basically a shotgun that'll just destroy anything in its path. You can put Dragon's Breath on this bad boy, call it a day. Tactical rifles, you have the Essex Model 07, which is basically their excuse for the starting sniper. No one really likes this. It's the worst starting gun, but it is pretty cool to use, I guess. You got the SOG 9mm, which is a dual wield SMG. Well, you can dual wield it, but when you first start off with, it's a singular SMG. So I would suggest using the double weapon XP to level this up, because dual wielding SOG 9mm is pretty good. But yeah, it's very strong. It's quite strong with dual wield, but I don't think it'd be very wise to spawn it with. Probably to pick up though later in the game. It's not that late in the game, like early rounds if you need a weapon, like before round 10. It's pretty good. And then there's talismans. The Charm of Impatience. There's frags. These don't really do anything. They're just kind of convenience your game. Like starting with an SMG reduces the cost of things, increase the rate of special weapon experience, gives you more grenades, coagulant basically, increases last stand duration, makes his sentry stronger. Start the game with perks, increase shield durability, guarantees the first mystery box pull as an LMG, start with an AR, start with a level 2 weapon, gives you armor that lasts until destroyed, never lose any perks, greatly increases shield durability, spawns you in with an LMG. If you buy the Odin/Tonic perk, it'll give you the modifier even if you don't have the first 3. Start the match with an extra self-revive, and start with a level 3 charged weapon. So yeah, this is pretty much just the selection, but with the specialists is different on the Aether story. You have the Hellfire, which is just a flamethrower that gives you armor every kill you get. It's just a flamethrower, it's quite simple. Blast Vent is basically like a burst of air, knocking enemies back and slowing like mini bosses and heavies and stuff, but you won't really deal with mini bosses and heavies with the Aether storyline. You only do that in really Blood of the Dead. Infernal Tempest creates a fire tornado that lifts heavy enemies into the air and also lifts zombies into the air, killing them. Yeah, it's pretty good. Probably the worst of them all though. Overkill is basically the death machine. The first stage is basically, it'll cut through walls and armor basically, so it's really good against like armored enemies like Brutus. So yeah, if someone has this, probably use this on Brutus or the sword. The first stage is just the gun barrels shooting. Second stage is it shoots grenades out of the side that blows up enemies, but can harm you. It'll aim to kill most enemies though. And the third stage is tactical nuke, which is basically just a nuke power up. That is all it does. That is all it is, really. But you know, on command. This is Path of Sorrows. First stage, you just swing the sword around. You have increased movement speed while using this. Stage 2 is the dash, which dashes you forwards, killing any zombies that you hit, or stunning heavy enemies. And the third one makes you invisible to any enemy. So, you know, you can go like revive your friends or something, or you could just watch them die. And the Ragnarok stage 5, the first stage is jumping up into the end, slamming into the floor. If a zombie touches you when you're holding these, they'll actually explode and get electrocuted. The second stage is electrocution. Basically, just damages all zombies next to you. That's about it. Power plant, you put your Ragnaroks into the floor, it revives teammates with all the perks, and it lifts heavies into the air so you can easily shoot them, and also kills pretty much regular zombies instantly. So that's pretty much all you need to know about the creator class section. If you want to know more, just let me know.